help our agents. So yeah. But today I've got a class for you that I wanted to teach on following up that doesn't feel awkward. How to stay professionally present without being pushy. Today we're going to talk about one of the simplest but most avoided parts of our business. I'm guilty of this just like everybody else is, that sometimes agents don't lose business because they don't care. We do care about the people that we've connected with, but we get too busy and we don't do the follow-up that's necessary. Sometimes you don't know what to say next. Sometimes you don't want to feel pushy. Sometimes you wait too long and the opportunity feels like it's gotten cold. So we're going to talk about all those types of scenarios, all those type of opportunities. And it's not about chasing people or annoying them. It's about being professionally present. It's about being useful, and it's about being consistent. So why this matters in business is a lot of business doesn't happen in the first conversation, right? A lot of business, people are not ready today necessarily. And they might be ready in 3 months. They might be ready in 6 months, sometimes a year between that first conversation and the last conversation. And the agent who follows up really well is often the person who gets the business, or they're there when the opportunity is present. So this is about timing changes and being in the gap when so that the business is not lost. Because the client that says no is usually not saying no, they're just saying no, not right now, right? Now we're not putting this in the chat, but just by raise of hand, what makes follow-up feel awkward? Is it for you? And this is just for you. Look at all those options. I don't know what to say. I don't want to sound pushy. I don't want to bother people. I've waited too long. I don't have a system, or something else. So what makes follow-up feel awkward for you? So raise your hand if it's, I don't know what to say. That's me. If B, I don't want to sound pushy. Don't want to sound salesy. Okay. Who says C, I don't want to bother people? That's me sometimes too. D, I've waited too long. Or E, I don't have a system. Okay. Yep. Anybody else, any other reasons why follow-up sometimes feels awkward? Anything else you could think of?
All of the above.
All of the above? Yep. Okay.
If you don't, if you know what they're looking for or what they want, but you know that's probably not realistic based on your experience, and you're not sure you don't want to dampen their enthusiasm,
Right.
or make them feel like you can't help them. But on the flip side, there is that reality check. So sometimes, and that would fall under, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Or sometimes it's like, I'm not ready for 3 months. And so you're like, well, do I just wait 3 months until I contact you again? Because I don't want to be a jack and be like, hey, I know you said 3 months, but I'm calling you 2 weeks later, right? And so there are ways to, instead of just saying, I'm checking in. And this is the part that we don't want to be the type of agent that it doesn't make sense as to why you're reaching out. Okay. So doing something like say, hey, I'm just checking in, it's so vague, right? It doesn't give them a reason to want to interact or have any kind of conversation. It gives the other person nothing specific to respond to, okay? Better follow-up gives context. It reminds them why you're reaching out, and it connects with something they said or something happening in the market or something that could actually help them, okay? So bad follow-up feels like pressure. Good follow-up feels like service, right? I'm here to serve, I'm here to help, okay? And great follow-up is about being timely, being relevant, being helpful, specific, and easy to respond to, making it an easy conversation for them to have. And you always say, load my lips. Tell me exactly what you're saying. Because Trev, this is all fluffy stuff and you're you're kind of beating around the bush, but I want to give you context as far as why we're reaching out to them and why we're doing it sooner than they expect, but in a way that invites conversation and in a way that actually attracts business to you. Okay. So definitely stop saying, hey, I'm just checking in. Okay. Or so you're going to avoid these things. Just checking in. Let me know if you need anything. Nope, I don't need anything right now, right?
Check fire shot.
Okay. Are you still interested? That's a good way to get a no, right? No, no, I told you.
Listings?
Any updates on your end, right? Another thing to avoid saying. Hope everything's going good for you, or hope all's well, okay? Use follow up with a reason, okay? There's nothing wrong with being kind or asking how somebody's doing. Obviously, you're engaging in just general conversation. But if the entire follow up is just checking in, we shouldn't be surprised when we get a no response or an awkward response. Better language gives people context. Okay. What's the reason you're calling me? Okay. It gives them a reason for the message. And the goal is not to sound salesy. The goal is to sound relevant. Okay. So I was thinking about your situation because I was thinking about your situation. I was thinking about you because I saw this, right? I have to be proactive in finding some information that might be connected with their search or might be connected with their upcoming listing. Hey, did you know that the market's kind of shifting? Or did you know that the rates are going up? Or did you know the rates went down recently?
You know that today's National Tattoo Day, right? Say that, then you will tell us what we just say.
I saw something in the market that made me think of you. Okay. You got to have some information before you're reaching out to them. I wanted to follow up on what you mentioned about X. Maybe it's maybe they're really specific about the type of property that they want to have or the type of home. I really love split level homes. Nobody really does, but but maybe they do, right? Maybe they have a reason that they want a split level home because they want intergenerational homes, right? Maybe that's something really specific like that, right? Hey, and I just saw one come on the market and I wanted to make sure that you're aware of it because the timing with the rates being low. And so just letting you know, right? Not just checking in. The goal is to not sound salesy, and the goal is to be relevant. So now we're going to give you some scripts, some words to say, right? You're going to make these your own, okay? So now we're going to talk about specific types of clients, and I want somebody to read through this, or actually, let's have somebody read this for us first, okay? Who's going to read this?
I can read it.
Okay.
Hi, Blake. I was thinking about you today and wanted to say hello. Also noticed there's been some activity near your neighborhood, and it made me wonder if it would be helpful for me to send you a quick update on what homes around you are selling for. No pressure at all. I just wanted to keep you informed.
Okay. How's that feel to you? Is that a good reason for a past client follow-up? Okay. Right? A past client follow-up is somebody that either bought from you 2 months ago, 10 months ago, 10 years ago, right? But you're keeping them informed as to what's happening on the market. Now, how many of us already set up maybe a drip of sending them properties, right? That's probably something you should do. But how many times do we get tons of email and we never look at that stuff, right? So the simple fact is that a lot of times we maybe see it the first few times, but now that we're seeing those emails all the time and we're not really interested in moving again, it's just, hey, I want to keep you informed as to what's happening in your market, right? Do you want to know that your value is going up or that maybe your value has stabilized, right? I want to keep you informed. I want to educate you so that when the timing is right or when somebody wants to move in your neighborhood, you're educated and I'm providing you that education. I'm providing you that context. What's the short text version that you could send out? Go ahead and read it, Max.
Hi, Blake. I saw some activity near your neighborhood and thought of you. Want me to send you a quick update on what homes around you are doing right now?
Okay. So how I would do this is I would call them first and use something along that text. Hey, how are things going? Hey, you know what? I know that you bought this home about 10 months ago. We're coming up on your year anniversary. And I just wanted to give you some context as to the value that you have likely increased on. Would you mind if I sent you a few properties, giving you some comps around your area so you understand what's happening in your local market? Right? Are a lot of people going to say no to that? Do you want to know? Like if I make investments, I'm checking all the time in with my financial planner, right? And saying, where's my investment now? Is it going up? Is it going down? Right? So you're their financial advisor when it comes to their home. Why are you not checking in with them and telling them the value of what you helped them purchase? Okay, so great reason to reach out to your past clients. Okay. And again, this is a one-time send out, right? They still are on a drip that maybe they're looking at, maybe they're not. Okay. A lot of times, and especially with this new system, you'll be able to tell, are they clicking on that email that I've been sending them on a monthly basis or on a bi-weekly basis? Are they even checking that out? So it gives me a good reason. Hey, I know that you've been checking those out. I wanted to specifically look and send you through the MLS a specific report that will help you to understand exactly what's happening in your neighborhood. I know that this one covers 97123. That's kind of a wider area, or it's covering this larger neighborhood area. Do you want to know what's happening in your 2, 3, 4 block area, right? I want to do a specific search for you. Are you okay with that? Would you like to know?
Is it something, have we changed routes? Is there anything I can fine tune now that you're in your new home? Has things changed? Because I want to keep it updated. I don't
Yeah.
want to send you.
Yeah, I don't want to send you junk, but I also want to make sure that you feel informed and understand the value of what you've got. Because just like your financial planner provides you updates as to where you've set your money in their accounts, I want to do the same with the value of your home. Okay? Is there a better way of saying this? Anybody have want to give a shot at how they would say this? Okay. You're not making this awkward. You're giving them a reason for the message and offering something relevant, right? Past clients should not hear from us only when we want referrals. They should hear from us on a consistent basis, right? With us providing them value so that on the third or fourth call, when you say, hey, have you thought of anybody that you'd like to see move into your neighborhood? Maybe I can get in touch with them, maybe, right? Any changes with your family situation where you'd like to have a parent live nearby because now you guys started having kids, right? Okay, so now we're going to move on to a script where it's about your sphere, your friends, family, follow-up. Who wants to read this one?
Hi, Blank. Quick real estate question for you. What are you hearing people say about the market right now? I'm always trying to understand what people are thinking, and I'd love your perspective.
How's that feel?
Not like me.
Not like you. Okay. You don't want,
It sounded great. I just wouldn't be able to say it genuinely,
okay,
organically.
okay. Anybody else?
If I wanted to get to this, I would probably start with the Ford acronym, start with like talking about family, occupation, recreation, and then jump into something like this.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, I'm taking kind of a poll. I'm doing a general poll of a lot of my past clients, friends, and family. And I wanted to find out what you feel like is happening in the market because I'm getting some interesting reads out there as to what people are perceiving. And I know your market, right? So if you have questions about the market, or if you have somebody that has questions about the market, have them reach out to me, right? But what's your perspective? What does it feel like? Does it feel like a seller's market right now? Does it feel like a buyer's market right now? What are you hearing? Right? Because now it's not that, okay, so we have the data, right? We know what type of market it is, but we don't know what people's perspective is. And so that's all we're asking is saying, I know what kind of market it is. What are you feeling like it is right now? Have you heard anything? Have you had any people that are having difficulty selling their home, or it's super easy and they're getting 3 and 4 offers? What's it feel like out there? Or what kind of perspective are you getting from
So
friends and
you
families?
It's actually, I'm not really sure, because you talked about the,
Yeah.
what are we digging for on that touch? Like, what are we hoping that they're?
We're digging in to help, it's a touch, right? I'm connected. I do know the market and I want to see what your perspective is on the market. So the whole point is what's one conversation I could have with somebody in reaching out to them and providing them value, right? If they're like, yeah, like I've heard in the news, like it is hard to sell homes right now, right? Really? Okay. Well, let me share, and obviously don't come into that conversation with no knowledge, right? Share your perspective then. It's a conversation. It would be just like if somebody sees you at a party and says, "How's the market?" It's almost like you're starting that conversation, right? I want to get your perspective. How do you feel like the market is right now?
So this is
I'm asking this of many people, right?
From your previous clients.
This is for your friends, family, or follow-up. Yeah. 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 And it could be to gain referrals, but again, if the only reason I'm calling you up is to ask you for referrals and I'm not providing any value, then gosh, it's another call from Milan. I'm gonna push, go to voicemail, right?
Top of mind, I just, with all the holidays, I had one, I was a long lingerer client, I didn't know what to do, I had already bothered the hell out of him and his wife for months and months on end, but I always knew that when it was Father's Day or 4th of July or Halloween or whatever the hell, I was like, happy Halloween, that was it, this is reaching out.
Yeah.
And that kept me top of mind, but without
Okay.
feeling pushy, I guess.
Yeah.
Cause I didn't have any of that grounds to talk to him, cause I've never sold him a home, but I really wanted to stay top of mind and
Yeah.
didn't wanna lose him. I'd done a lot of driving investments 10 months prior.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
but that was all that kept me on top of mind was those random.
Yeah.
Holiday. You
Yeah.
know, and it was a
Holiday
male,
ones are good.
it was a male, so I was like, okay, I can do Father's Day, Christmas, 4th of July, Halloween, whatever ones I can, I try to
Okay.
stay top of mind just by using holidays.
Yeah.
If I don't have the perspective of looking for referrals, I get nervous on that part though, and do
Yeah.
sound salesy and pushy, so
Yeah.
I feel like I would come off salesy, so that's why I would just strictly be a straight soft touch, like, hey. Happy this,
Mhm.
happy that.
Yeah.
You are pushy. I know, I've been trained, give people reasons to buy here now from you today, like, there's no 3 months, well, that's what the last I said, and we sold in 2 weeks, I have a hard time believing you, but if we found the right one, you'll buy today, right? Yeah, okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like, why are you telling me 3 months, like,
Yeah.
what if I can do it without you canceling here?
Well, and the
There's
whole
a
point of this
part-
is, Milan, you're probably having a lot of conversations. Conversations lead to contracts. If I have no reason or a why as to how do I start a conversation with somebody, and it honestly, to me, it would not be that odd for me to say, hey, I do want to know what my people think of the market right now, because maybe their perspective is right on, or maybe their perspective is whack because they're listening to the news and the news is always negative, right? Maybe help me, maybe the national news is not the same as what is locally happening in our market. And so that's where I need to help them understand the yin and yang of what is happening out there. I genuinely care about your opinion. I genuinely care about what you think of the local market right now. What do you feel like is happening? Right? That's not a odd question. They might say, I have no idea. I don't listen to the news. Or, well, do you want to know? Right? And here's part of why I was calling was to ask your opinion, to see what you know. And part of it was to just share some value and make sure that you understand what is happening in the market. Because I've been having a lot of success with the people I've been working with. And I find that if I have a couple conversations, sometimes it leads to new business. So I hope you're doing great. And how's the family doing? And right. And yeah, it doesn't have to start with this. It doesn't have to end with this. It's interjected into the conversation, right? I haven't talked to you in a while. Just wanted to check in and see how things are going. I'm actually kind of I'm calling all my clients to poll them, to help me to understand, do my clients feel educated?
I love
Right?
that, because realtors think of the market completely different than buyers, and I've only been a realtor for 3 years, and I was a consumer for all the rest, all other 41 years of my life, I only knew what
Yeah.
people think, and the longer I get in the business, the more that we think these things that other people don't even, they don't, I guess it's
Yeah.
kind of nice, I will definitely use that verbiage, like, I need to get the buyer's perspective, because I've been around too many realtors and bankers at the moment, like,
Yeah.
talk to me.
Yeah.
Right, and just,
Yeah.
does that sound good?
That sounds great.
Okay.
Yeah. Honestly, it does.
I feel
Because
genuine.
And also the cool part is because it's a conversation, it's just like when people ask us, right? When people say, how's the market? What is the first response we give?
Are you buying, selling, or renting?
Right. Well, I want to understand what perspective you have before I answer that question, right? And so again, it creates more of a conversation.
Thank you.
So, all right, question number 2. Which follow-up group do you currently avoid the most? Past clients, friends and family, open house visitors, old leads, social media contacts, or people who already told me not now. And you can have multiple answers to this. So who says, yeah, you could have, right now, I would say for me, it's A, D, E, and F. Let's go around.
Heavy A.
You're a heavy A, past clients, okay?
Yeah. Just because they haven't marinated long enough. But now I know that 3-year mark, I'm just hitting it. I'm like, maybe some of these people who bought, want to refill and do something are already happy with their situation.
And they're gonna be, everyone is really wants to know what the value is doing.
Mhm.
That's a really good and
Super good reason to reach out to your past clients.
Yeah, that's why I started, you were my first few clients, you ready to jump on? Are you not happy with your rate? Maybe the neighbors, what happened? You have more babies since I talked to you in 3 years.
Yeah,
Or maybe they just know someone.
yeah,
That's the other thing. They might not be ready yet, but they might know somebody who is.
yeah.
Past clients. I don't know if I've done old Zillow under $100,000 house leads, man. Those are a rat race. Sometimes you dial for dollars and you get nothing.
Mhm.
But sometimes they call and bam, you got a signed client, you got something in escrow, so I'm having a torn moment on really wanting to call those old leads.
Mhm.
Just to follow up.
Max, how about for you? Which ones of these are the ones you avoid most? You're kind of new in the business, so you don't have a lot of past clients, but
Yeah, you know what, I can tell you what I've been trying to lean into more is definitely the friends and family.
okay.
I've been recently, I've been trying to just go through my phone. I just go through every like letter of the alphabet. It's like, okay, I'm gonna hit this letter today. I'm
Mhm.
gonna go through and call these people. And it's funny because like I think about it, and I think one thing that I'm scared of is I don't want to bug somebody that was maybe an old friend of mine. And I don't want it to just come off as like, oh, I just got a real estate job and I'm trying to, the only reason why I'm calling you is because I'm trying to earn your business. But
Mhm.
I think that's one of my biggest fears right now. But that's one thing I'm trying to overcome
Mhm.
is the old friends, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. You haven't had a reason in the past to reach out, and now it feels like the only reason you're reaching out is
Yes,
you got this new job.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out the best way to kind of.
And so an important part of that is maybe that first conversation, you don't talk about any real estate unless they ask,
Yeah.
right? It's really just to go out, have a beer and
Yeah.
connect with them, reestablish that friendship.
Yeah.
Because if the first time you reach out, it is like, hey, by the way, I got my real estate license and I want to help you or anybody that you know, send me your referrals, right? It just sounds super salesy,
Yeah.
right? But if
Yeah.
you go, and that's where even as a recruiter, right? When I'm connecting with other agents, my first conversation isn't like, "Hey, come on over here." It's literally like, "Hey, how's the market going for you?" Right? Or are you interested in having coffee? And I literally probably don't talk about any of their business unless I have one or two things that kind of rise up out of the conversation about friends, family. I'm establishing a reconnection, right? Or a first time connection if I've never talked to this other agent before. So I have the same awkwardness that you guys do about talking to your friends and family or the people that you haven't talked to in a while. Some of the people that I'm reaching out to, I've never talked to them at all before, right? But I can't be like, hey, Berkshire Hathaway is a lot better than where you're at. Like that totally comes off as salesy. But if I genuinely, how's your business going? Do you have a business coach? I'm digging into what's going well with their business, what's going poorly with their business. The next meeting, right? Again, it takes time to establish connection with people. But the next time I have I remember in our conversation, I take notes after every single meeting so that the next time I follow up with them, I'm like, I'm gonna bring this value, right? I'm gonna bring this value to our next conversation, but I'm not gonna just like all of a sudden become their coach unless they're really like, I don't have a coach. What would you tell, like, if you were my principal broker, what would you tell me, right? Missy, which one of these for you? F, people have already told me not now. Okay, yeah, that is hard to follow up with people that have said not now, right? But people, if you, yeah, you have to.
Meaning not now, or not now every year, or never.
We've got a third,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I'll just hang up.
yeah, the,
It's a great place to start, Max. And just like, hey, I'm putting together my trip and I really wanna be able to touch bases. I'm just starting with birthdays. If anyone can send me all their birthdays and I call all my aunts, uncles, friends, families, and I touch them softly by saying, I'm creating my sphere with KB Core. What's your birthday? I would love to be able to have you on the birthday. That was it. Like I pretty much touched all my family
Yeah.
first. Just updating birthdays and
Yeah.
things like that, so that I could get some people to start practicing my drips and using the systems with, but. Family and friends, like, hey, I'm updating my thing, I would make sure if I'm throwing out a raffle, you guys are in, you know, or if I'm doing any marketing, I want you to be invited, you know.
Yeah.
Do I have the correct birthday and info anniversary if you wanna kick it out, unless.
Yeah.
That's a null and void anniversary, we haven't talked in a while, and you might get them.
yeah,
I think too, just with the numbers, like, you know, I've been working on getting my license, I've been kind of out of it since that was really intense. And now I'm putting my database together and I came across and we hadn't talked in a while and it just kind of reminded me to give you a call, you know, because that's
Yeah.
kind of a genuine thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
talked to you in a while.
Hey, by the way,
I actually do want to connect.
Yeah.
And I was going through this and this kind of led me to
Yeah.
look it up. So are you?
Yeah.
it's okay to say, hey, I'm a bad friend. I haven't talked to you in 2 years. Yeah, but I want to reestablish that. I genuinely care about you and you're in my phone and I can't believe we haven't talked in 2 years. How are things going?
Yeah.
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 Phone rabbit, all my contacts, is this your number?
Yeah.
And you can get the bad friend thing out of the way, as Jim's like,
Yeah.
yeah, be a bad friend, cause
Yeah.
calling this or this, but actually, let's get together,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
This wasn't a butt dial.
Yeah.
I thought you might wanna go to Street of Dreams with me or something funny.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Let's have a wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking the ice with something funny that's genuine, like, I am a bad friend. I'm so sorry. They'll be like, you're not a bad friend. We just haven't talked in a while. Right?
That's a good.
Yeah.
I would do.
Yeah.
Shit show, sorry.
So for you, Missy, we do have a not now follow-up script on the third one. Next, we're gonna talk about open house follow-up, okay? Who wants to read this one? This is after you've held an open house, you have 5 people, or how many did you have in your first open house?
Oh gosh, there's like probably 50 heads that came through, so like maybe 15 groups or something.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like,
Yeah.
like 23 parties on that day, we were like nuts trying to both work on that.
Yeah,
We just happened to be right next to another house. I was doing an open house, and those
Yeah.
had a lot of people just come over from
Mhm.
right next door.
Yeah.
Super nice.
the hardest,
Yeah, it was out of the country too, so it's like I was surprised. Like all the other houses I've had that. This was this was on bricks. Yeah,
That's
that's a really cool house. Too. Yeah, it's a really cool house. Mhm.
yeah, who's gonna read this?
Open house guest, this is Missy with Berkshire Hathaway. Thanks for coming through the open house today. I'm curious, how did that home compare to what you were hoping to find? Well, if it was the Brooks home, they'd be like, what the hell?
How
is
that
that?
compared to something you were looking to buy? That's really fun.
Now, why would I ask this question? How does the home that you came through today, compare to what you were hoping to find? Okay,
Let's get feedback without seeing feedback.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay. As soon as they say, well, this one had only 2 bathrooms, we want to have 3 bathrooms. Wow, I've got 3 other properties that have 3 bathrooms that I'd love to show you. Do you have time next week that maybe we could connect and I can get you into those homes?
3-car garage, that's one got that.
Yeah.
Or something like that, right?
All they have to do is complain about one thing that they were hoping to see that they didn't get to see in your listing. And immediately you're like, I know I can find that for you. Are you interested in? Okay,
I do like that better than just, did you like the house, or what did you like about the house, what didn't you like about the house? 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like everyone says that.
Yeah.
So I do like that it's a little bit different twist, but really gets to the heart of how did it compare to what you were looking for.
What you were hoping to find. Because
We were just over at our neighbor's house and we popped in, or, hey,
Mm,
the house one only had 2 bathrooms, like, what Missy said first was it shows.
How does it
you
compare to your
Yeah.
house?
Yeah.
Actively shopping.
Yeah.
That's helpful, it would be useful if I sent you a few homes that similar, but maybe a little closer to what you're looking for. What I'm hearing is not now.
Mhm.
So why are you out shopping?
Mhm.
There's a reason why you're here.
I'm just looking, I'm good looking, nice to meet you, like,
Yeah.
it took me so
Well,
many things over.
and this is what I shared with Max.
Together.
What I shared with Max was anybody that comes through an open house, you're really trying to do some weeding, right? Here's a garden full of potential buyers, right? And I want to know, are they serious or not? And as soon as they say, no, we honestly aren't looking and not interested in looking. We love our house and thanks for following up. It's nice that you did. Great. I don't need to call you again, right? But I'm going to keep you in my database and I'm going to call you in a year or 2 years, right? Hey, this is that crazy real estate agent that calls you every single year in April. Just wanted to check in and see how things are going and see if you guys have ever thought of selling, right? It doesn't, yeah. Yeah, you could literally leave a voicemail like that. If I got just some funny, off the cuff type of voicemails, I'd be like, that person like enjoys what they do. They're still calling people, even though I've said no 3 times. They keep leaving a voicemail. Man, they're persistent, right? I want somebody that if they're going to work for me, I don't care what profession they're in. If they never call me, they have never earned my business, right? But if every year they call me, leave a voicemail in April, and send a follow-up text, man, like if I'm thinking about hiring a realtor, it's probably going to be them, right? And what have I lost? Have I lost anything by making these calls?
No.
30 seconds of my
It's
time?
an undertaking. You gotta make a bunch of them.
You
A couple
do,
of them are gonna
right?
turn into appointments, a couple
Yep.
of people are gonna show up to those appointments, maybe one of them you're gonna.
I leave voicemails all the time
It is a number.
and text all the time where I get a not interested, right? Doesn't mean I don't follow up because at some point, an agent might be like, I have had the crappiest week. I hate my PB and I would love to move. Who's that guy that calls me like every 6 months, right? Oh, I'm gonna give him a call. I'm gonna give him a chance, right?
He's supplement.
Because, and he's persistent and he cares. He reaches out, right? If they literally say, take me off your call list, then don't call him again, right? Right?
Paul Creek said, because the challenge was to get somebody to scream at you and hang up.
Yeah.
Like that was one of his, like, when you called or somebody told you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a fun drill.
Do you want to hire the person that expects your business but never tries to earn it? Or are you a type of person that would actually hire somebody that is good at follow-up, is strong at those things? Okay, the old lead, old conversation. I'll read this one. Hey, Jane, I know it's been a while since we last talked, but I was reviewing some past conversations and I thought of you. Last time you were considering a 3-bedroom, 2-bath home. Has anything changed with that? Or is there still something, or is that still something on the back burner? Right? Use some inflection in your voice. Be happy about what you called them. That's why when I make my calls, I'm standing up. I smile while it's dialing. I do this. I go, eh. Sometimes I'll do it in front of a mirror, make sure I am smiling, because you can hear a smile through the phone. You can hear if they're actually excited about calling you. And we all get those conversations where you know the guy is just putting in his time. Hi, this is John, and I'm calling about blah, blah, blah. Will you, we're over here at the Fred Meyer Grocery. Would love to see if you're interested in promoting with us. F no, dude.
Calls today.
Right? Yeah.
You are number 39.
The softer version of an old lead, old conversation. Hi, Jane. I know the timing wasn't right before. I'm curious, is buying or selling still on your radar at some point, or has life moved in a different direction? Right? Oh, I know the timing wasn't right before, so you're acknowledging that I heard you, right? I know the timing wasn't right before, but I'm I'm just curious, is buying or selling on your radar at some point, or has life moved in any different directions for you? Right? And as soon as that one person says yes, you're like, I love making these phone calls. Because I just converted somebody that told me, no, time's not right now. But at some point, their freaking life changes, or they get a divorce, or their kids move out, or whatever, fill in the blank, right? Is, yeah, life changes, it's inevitable.
Those are more fulfilling
Yeah,
than they were.
yep.
Do you recommend it being positive or negative to say instead of buying or selling, because that also sounds, I don't know, my brain immediately said,
Yeah.
would you wanna, make some money or earn some money, or like however it is, right? Cause people
Yeah.
wanna make money.
Yeah.
Like, do you wanna make some money, or still interested in making some money or getting a good deal?
Okay.
Is that?
To
still as
me,
clear
that
than
sounds a little
buying and
car
selling?
salesy, but you do you. Like, the reason that you attract so much business is because of the language that you use every day.
Yeah.
So don't be afraid of being yourself. That's why people are attracted to you, and do what you feel feels good. And also do what is successful. If you say that 10 times and you get one, I'm going to keep saying it,
Okay.
right? But if I'd say it 20 times and nobody is responding, maybe I need to change my language. Maybe I am using the wrong stuff, right? But you can't, you have nothing to compare it to if you're not making your phone calls, right? You have nothing to compare it to if you're not following up with people. Okay? And I'm telling you, 8 out of 10 times that you call people, you go to voicemail, right? People are busy at work. They see your phone number. They don't want to pick up. We do it all the time. I did it to Milan this morning, right? I was getting through some work. She was calling. I could have taken her call and I put her to voicemail because the timing wasn't right for me to have the conversation, right? I called her back on the drive in and we did have a conversation. Actually, she said,
My husband goes, that's Trevor, he probably wants something. So I think my husband, we're trying to eat some chicken sausage, whatever. So I was like, everything okay? And then
Yeah.
I suddenly said, I was like, but I still said, everything okay? Cause my
Yeah.
husband's like, don't bitch fucking Trevor.
Yeah. But the thing is we're not at other people's beck and call, right? That's the part where you have the freedom to hang up on me or put me to voicemail, and I do to you. And so do all of our clients. And it's okay. I'm not offended at all by anything that you said because I want you to enjoy your time with your family. It's okay to put me to voicemail, right? If the time is not right, you guys are not at my beck and call, and I'm not at yours, right? We have lives, and it's okay.
Like everything okay? Sure.
Yeah, it was kind of a late call, but why did I call you? Because
It's real.
yeah.
For a good deal.
for good deals,
Great reason. I
right?
should have answered the phone. I'm glad my husband made me change.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah, I put it into a thread with a client. I was like, "Oop, that's a text from Milan, not for you."
See, no, thread texts. Maybe you go,
Why do you let him look at your phone at all? Okay, now we're to the not now follow-up. Here we go. Script, not now follow-up. Totally understand timing matters. Timing does matter. Would it be helpful if I stayed in touch every so often? Now you're not committing yourself to every month or every 2 months or every 6 months. Would it be helpful if I stayed in touch every so often and kept you updated on what's happening in the market? Just so when the timing is right, you're prepared, right? Do people want to feel prepared? Yes, most people do. And if they really are turned off by you, it's okay. You're gonna get rejected in this business. Get used to it, right? Hey, I know you're acknowledging, hey, I know the timing wasn't right when I called before. I'm just following up. I used the wrong words, right? Timing matters. Instead of just following up, hey, I know the timing wasn't right. Timing matters. I want to acknowledge that. Would it be helpful if I stayed in touch every so often and kept you informed as to what is happening on the market? So when the timing is right, you'll be prepared, right? A later follow-up. Hi, Jane. I know you weren't planning to make the move right away. Again, acknowledging I heard what you said. I know you weren't planning to make a move right away, but I just saw something today that made me think of our conversation. Oh, he thought of me, right? It makes you feel good. I'm following up and giving her stuff when she told me the timing isn't right, right? But I saw something and it made me think of you. Okay? We had a great conversation. And the point being is we've got to listen to what people are telling us. We have to acknowledge what they said, and then we circumvent or we say, hey, this made me think of you. I just wanted to provide some value. That's what I do. I love doing it all the time. Right? Yeah. Okay. The follow-up bridge. Every good conversation needs a next step. This is where often we lose momentum. We have a direct conversation, but we don't create a next step. Not every conversation needs to become an appointment right now, but most conversations should have some kind of bridge, right? The bridge gives you permission to follow up again, okay? I'll send you that market snapshot. I'll check your neighborhood activity. I'll pull together a quick value range for you. I'll send a few homes just for you to review. I'll introduce you to a lender. Let's talk again after you look it over. Okay? Now I'm creating a next conversation, even though I'm not creating a next appointment.
Planting a seed for it, so they're expecting
Okay?
it.
Yeah. So leave every conversation with a, hey, it sounded like you're interested in some of the what's happening in your market. I'm going to send you a quick snapshot of what is currently active, pending, and sold. And I'm going to follow up in a week just to see what you thought of that info. Does that sound good? Yeah. No, that sounds bad. Hey, I'm hanging up on you. No, sure, that sounds fine.
Stop us for after an appointment, like, okay, we have you scheduled for your next cleaning, follow up and all the other stuff, right?
Yeah.
People are used to that in a professional.
Why? Yeah. Why have I gone to the same dentist for 25 years? Because they do that, right? Because they give me no choice but to sign up again. And then I get the text and it tells me when yeah, all good stuff. Do you have some market update information?
I do.
Okay. Let me see if I've got it.